Hello.
Did you know that you always wanted to be a woman in business?
Yes, I think I always knew that I wanted to start my own brand ever since I was really young. I always knew I wanted to work in fashion and something creative, but when I went to university, I kind of knew going into it that I wanted to start a business while I was there. And I was always one of those kids at school who had like a little side hustle project going on ever since I was probably about 10. So I think it's not really surprising.
Amazing. And what is the biggest lesson you've learned from running a small brand?
To back yourself and to take risks, because if you just stay in your comfort zone, like you probably wouldn't even start a business, let alone grow it. And there's lots of aspects of running a business that is scary, and you have to take risks, and you don't always know if they're going to pay off. But I think it's just having the trust in yourself that you're resourceful and you'll figure it out even if it goes wrong.
And leading on from that, have you ever had imposter syndrome, and how do you overcome that?
Yeah, I think definitely, especially when I started hiring people. I think I hired our first assistant when I was 22, like straight out of university. And that was definitely, I didn't really know anything about managing people apart from having been managed. I didn't know any of the processes that I needed or anything like that. And I also think when you're working with people who are your age or even older, you can definitely feel like you don't have the right to be like telling them what to do. So I think, yeah, when it comes to managing a team, I definitely felt that. And even just with things like going to networking events or going to industry events, sometimes you feel like your business is too small or you don't have a right to be there. But I think there's literally space for everyone. And a founder at any stage wants someone to look up to who's just that little bit ahead of them. So I think there's space for everyone.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's just about to start a brand and they might be nervous to start?
Such a cliche, but just go for it is obviously the one.
Mm-hmm.
But also that fear of other people judging you and looking at you is so real. I feel like that's such a human thing, so don't even beat yourself up for feeling like that, because it's just so normal. But for me it's just like, what will you regret more in 50 years? Will it be starting that thing and putting yourself out there, or would it be just staying in your comfort zone? So just bear that in mind whenever there's that niggling of self-doubt or, oh my gosh, everyone's going to talk about me. That's why you're doing it.
What was the hardest part of launching a jewellery brand, would you say?
To be honest, launching it wasn't hard because I'd literally just handmade all of our earrings when we started. So launching it was not hard. The growing it was hard, and social media doesn't really come naturally to me. We've been doing it for years now, so I enjoy it now, but at the beginning it didn't. So I would say understanding how you want to run your business, because there's so many people doing amazing things all on the internet, and you can get shiny object syndrome wherever. And some of the female founders that I really look up to run their businesses where they have loads of influencers wearing their stuff, or they're doing all these like really cool PR things. But just for me and my personality, I really tried that for maybe a year or two, and it just doesn't suit me. Like I prefer a kind of slower, like predictable growth thing. So I think just understanding that just because other people are seeing success in one way that they run a business doesn't mean you can't see success running it to suit you.
How did you come up with the name Smoothie London?
Literally get this question all the time. So it was actually that my best friend and I started Smoothie actually in lockdown, and we wanted to start with these like little glass fruit charms on the hoops. And so obviously the name Smoothie was because of that. And then we couldn't source the charms, so we changed them to like metal, other different designs. But we really liked the name Smoothie, and I always knew I wanted it to be one of those names that was a bit weird so that it sticks with you. Because like I didn't want it to be like a made up word, because I think that's really easy to forget. Like I wanted it to be just like a word that you already know, and then you'll be like, that is so weird that I'm going to remember it. So that was why.
What is one quote that you live by?
Seek to be worth knowing rather than well known.
Lovely advice. Thank you so much.